It's a one pan, it's got your salmon, it's got your orzo, it's delicious. We are making a one pan lemon parm orzo with salmon. It's so delicious. You will love it. A great weeknight go-to, under half an hour, you dirty one pan, serve a little green salad on the side if you want, and call it a day. I'm thrilled to share this recipe with you because it's simple, it's easy, and it just uses a few things you have on hand. And if you don't like salmon, you can absolutely swap it for a different kind of fish, or maybe do chicken. I don't care. Just let this inspire you to make dinner really easy this week. And it always turns out so well. For this, because I'm only using 2 fillets of salmon, I'm just using my small, it's almost a 10-inch skillet here. If you're doing 4 and you double the amount of the orzo, you want to use a 12-inch skillet. But I've got some olive oil in here getting really nice and hot to my salmon. I don't want to do a lot to it because I don't want it to compete with the other flavors. So I'm just doing a little dusting of granulated garlic and a little teeny tiny bit of granulated onion on both sides. I did take the skin off of the salmon because I just don't want the skin here because it'll get rubbery. Some salt, some pep. I'm going to flip this over, season the other side, and just let it sit for a few seconds so that those spices can sort of like adhere to the salmon and they don't burn right away when they get into the hot pan. We're not cooking this all the way through because we're just looking to get a little sear on the salmon. So it's gonna be in there for like a minute or 2 on each side. Also, I make a version of this that's like a Cajun style, which I will definitely share with you. And I like to make that with shrimp. And it's so good. You will love it. I'm just gonna let this sit for a few seconds or just a couple of minutes, and then we'll get them in the pan. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm just gonna let that sear for literally just like a minute and a half or so on each side. I do have my splatter screen, and in the meantime, all I'm gonna do is finally chop up or dice up a shallot and some garlic. Let me get my knife, and I'm gonna just dice these up and get these ready while the salmon gets some really good color on it. Shallots are done. I'm just gonna flip. How beautiful is that? Try not to hurt it. Let it sear on the other side. Like I said, it does not take long. That's just gonna take like another minute or so. You wanna get a really good crust and really good color on it, but you're not cooking all the way through. You're gonna do that in the pan with everything else towards the end, which again, I will show you. Just gonna finish my garlic. Salmon is out and it's gorgeous. Now in the same skillet, I got rid of the fat and kind of cleaned it up a little bit in case there were any burnt bits of the spices. I added just a tiniest little bit of olive oil to that and some butter because the butter is going to infuse throughout the orzo, giving it really good flavor. And I like to get rid of the fat when cooking fish because even though it's totally edible, you know, obviously olive oil, I feel like it just tends to lend a really strong fishy flavor to anything that's going to absorb it, like orzo, and I don't love that. So I like to clean it out and start with fresh oil and some butter. I'm gonna just cook those two together, the garlic and the shallots. Remember, shallots are really like tender, so they're gonna cook really quickly with the garlic. If I was doing onions and garlic, I do the onions first, let those cook for a bit, then add the garlic in. But in this case, they can both kind of cook together for like a minute and a half to 2 minutes at the very most, and then we will move on. Add the orzo in, let that cook for like 30 seconds or so. You want it to sort of begin to get nice and toasty and really absorb the flavor from that oil and that butter. That's what's gonna give you like an extra layer of flavor because yes, while of course you're gonna have those drippings that are going to blend in with your stock and your cream and your liquids, it's nice to give the orzo a chance to absorb those right away and giving you an extra layer of like that nuttiness and good flavor right from the very beginning. It doesn't take very long at all. In fact, if you start looking, you can see, I turned that down, sorry. You can see where the orzo is already beginning to toast up, and I'm just gonna give it 30 more seconds. I'm gonna add just a touch of lemon zest directly to this, not much, because while you add it to that hot oil, it kind of wakes up those essential oils from the lemon right away, makes it so fragrant. The orzo is getting beautifully toasted, So at this point, all I'm gonna do is add in my stock. Beautiful. And just for a little added richness, a little heavy cream, which believe me, it just tastes so good. So I'm just gonna do that along with just a little squeeze of lemon. I'll add more at the end when I go to serve it, but I do wanna add just a little bit now to infuse into that orzo and make it really nice and lemony. And now what I'm gonna do is bring that to a boil. I'm not adding any salt at the moment because my chicken stock was quite salty, but I'm gonna bring this up to a boil. I will cover it and I'm gonna let this cook for like 7-ish minutes. So once it's there, I'll show you the next step. Okay, it's been 7 minutes. I just turned it down because it was bubbling. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add in a little grating of Parm because believe me, it makes everything better. In here, it just works so well, especially with that lemon and the cream. It's like Parmy, it's cheesy, it's lemony, it's everything you want it to be. Then I like to add a little handful of frozen peas. I just make sure that my peas have defrosted quite a bit. Just pop them in the microwave for like a minute. Just because I like the flavor, I also just like that they add a nice pop of color and everything together is just so delicious. Now at this point, since the orzo is almost cooked, not quite yet, but almost, I just want to try a little tiny bit to gauge my salt. That's perfect. I don't need to do anything else to that. I'm going to add my salmon and do this carefully, kind of nestle it like that because you don't want to break up your salmon. I'm gonna put the lid back on, bring this back up to a little bit of a simmer and let this cook together on a gentle bubble for like another 4 minutes or so that the orzo's fully cooked through, the peas have warmed through, and the salmon has cooked through completely. Because remember, we just seared it, we didn't cook it all the way. So I'm just gonna put a cover on that and just let it go for a few more minutes and then it's done. And that's it. Just like that, really quick, really easy, but really delicious. Everything's done in under half an hour. Definitely less than that. That is so delicious. I don't want to mess up the salmon too much because I do have to take a thumbnail for you. Otherwise, this video is going to have no thumbnail. It'll be just me like this. That is so delicious. Like, the salmon's perfectly cooked. Everything has absorbed great flavor. I'm telling you, it is a 10 out of 10. Customize it however you like. Use whatever protein you prefer, but definitely make this, especially if you have a busy week coming, because it's minimal ingredients, minimal steps, but maximum flavor. Check the description down below. Recipe and everything else you need to know, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. That's delicious.